Right, let's go. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Future Birmingham Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything that is to do with our great city, Birmingham. Birmingham is crazy at the moment. There's so much going on, so much action, so much drama, politically and everything else-wise. Nationally, we have a new leader of the Labour Party. And Monday morning, we will have a new Prime Minister. God save us. And on the other side of the pond, we have Mr. Trump influencing the World Cup, influencing red cards, and causing all sorts of drama. What I want to know is what business has Trump got ringing up FIFA to get a red card overturned? I mean, that's like madness. But with us in the studio, we have the cabinet member for health and social care and the councillor for Alum Rock, Nosheen Khalid.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wassalam.
How are you?
How are we? It's been a while.
I'm all right.
So when we started this podcast, you were one of the very first that came then. A very young, vibrant, energetic. The voice of change, if I remember.
Am I?
That's what
I was.
That's what you.
was.
That's what your
Did I
mission
live
statement
up
was.
to that?
We will find out in the next hour or so. So, I don't think there's anybody on the live or on the podcast who doesn't know you. But how's it been? First of all, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm tired.
okay?
I've had a long day.
Yes.
All my days are long,
Yes.
but I'm okay.
But you
I
don't
like
do nothing
it.
though.
I don't do nothing.
You don't answer
no, sorry,
emails?
but hang on a minute. All my days are short because I'm at home doing nothing.
You don't answer emails.
I don't answer emails.
You don't.
But
acknowledge
actually, you know
people.
what? To be fair, I'm a honest person.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of emails outstanding.
Okay.
The people who are saying, not all the people, because some of the people like to jump on the bandwagons.
Yeah.
But a lot of people who are saying the emails haven't been responded to. Some of them are right.
Okay.
Because emails haven't been responded
We shall
to.
come to that.
Okay,
So,
okay.
so
I thought we were getting the
first of
contentious
all-
stuff out the way.
First of all, congratulations on becoming a councillor.
Thank you.
And then after that, double congratulations on becoming a cabinet member.
Thank you.
Huge. And then you joined the Better Birmingham. Well, you obviously you became part of the Better Birmingham Party, and then you became a cabinet member.
Yeah.
Now, from our perspective, irrespective of your political alignment, I think that's a massive achievement for someone who's totally new and just started campaigning a very short while before the election. So, congratulations
Thank you.
and well done.
Thank you.
And I think things like that should be commended because look at the journey, look at what you've achieved. 10 weeks you've been in position now.
Is that how long it's been?
Yep.
Not 10 years.
I was counting it on the way here. How's it been?
It's been a wild ride so far.
I can imagine it.
Yeah, that's what it's been. There's a lot.
Can I just stop you one there?
Yeah.
So somebody just made a comment that Abid is supporting Harris and Nosheen. And I've said this so many times before. Abid is not supporting anybody. What I will say is that the Better Birmingham team, they are probably the most forthcoming bunch of councillors out there. And I'll put it to you that if you want your councillor on the podcast, do me a favour and get them on here. And I've come to the point now where I'm even offering rewards for certain councillors. Honestly, take it from me, this is recorded, and keep this video. For certain councillors, I'm willing to pay a fee, right? But Abid or the Future Birmingham Podcast does not support any particular person. Nosheen today, I called her last week, and she agreed straight away. Harris Khalik, I called him, he agreed straight away. I have another councillor coming on next week. I called them, they agreed to come straight away. Other councillors I call, they've blocked my number. They don't blue tick my messages anymore. When I call them to come to my chutney and chat event, even before I've pressed send on the message, they've said, yes, we'll be there. But when I call them for the podcast, they don't want to know. So to all those people out there who are making allegations and insinuations that I support any particular party, I don't. I support people that are doing better for my city, the city where my granddaughter is going to grow up in. So I suggest you keep your comments and thoughts to yourself and do something productive. Tag your councillor, ring your councillor, and invite them onto my podcast. And I assure you, if they come onto my podcast, if they ring me and they want to come, and if I deny them, then you can hold me to account. Sorry about that. I had to have that rant.
That's okay, no worries.
Because that's been really winding me up for a while.
Quite upsetting that you don't support me, Abid.
I don't. Sorry.
I'm very devastated by
I
that.
pay my council tax. That's who I support. Right. So, how's it been?
It's been a wild ride. There's a lot of look. As with any job, there's a lot of learning to do. There are like the inner machinations of the council and the different departments, and up until now, where there is, with the new administration, a slight change in how people are working is coming. But all the departments in the council have existed in silos. They don't really communicate with each other. And so getting things done is a little bit difficult, knowing who to contact. As with any new job, when you start somewhere, you have to make relationships. You have to know who's responsible for what, who you contact to get certain things done. So there was a lot of training in the first few weeks. And then after that, I'm getting there. I'm not there. It would take some time, but I'm doing the best with what I have at the moment.
So now that you've said that, and being in the system for 10 weeks now, you've seen how tough it can be. Do you have any sympathy for your predecessor?
Do you know, I had a moment a couple of weeks ago when I was meeting a resident, and I said, oh, do you know what? Maybe they were too tough on her. I don't say that
because
I'm taking back
from
that she didn't do any.
It looks easy.
I'm not going to say, oh, I take back that all the things that I said about going missing and all the rest of it. I stand by all of those, but I thought maybe residents needed to be. And then he turned around and he said, no, because she's been missing from day dot. And I said, you know what? The residents know better.
But I mean, as a councillor, right,
it's a tough job.
It's a tough job.
It's a tough job, but I am currently doing. I'm not very good at maths, but I want to say I'm doing 16, 17 nowadays. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting at around 8 o'clock in the morning. I do residents, because people don't care what time of the day it is.
So you're doing 16, 17 hours a day?
Yeah, every single day.
So this is going off script now. So a few weeks ago, the notion to... because this is meant to be a part-time gig.
Yeah, it's not part-time. No chance.
It's meant to be a part-time gig.
No.
Right,
never.
And I did put a video out in this context because I sit on many boards which are voluntary and they're apparently 2 hours a month or something.
Yeah.
Right. And I get it.
Yeah.
I completely get it. But if you're doing 18 hours a day, which I can imagine you are.
Yeah.
Okay. And when the notion was tabled about wage increases, I did put a video. I said, you know what, I don't really think it's a bad idea. But I'd like your take on that.
So I just want to say just before I start, this is my personal opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
Better Birmingham is a group of independents.
I did.
We're not a political party.
I mean, I put a video after I'd done some research. I found out who initiated the idea.
Yeah.
We know it wasn't yourselves.
Yeah.
We know that you opposed it.
Yeah.
Actually, right. So that's all. That's all. But
so look,
I'd just like to know from your perspective.
I'll say this. I'll say the allowance for councillors currently, I do think is inadequate for what councillors do. I'm talking about the basic rate. I'm not talking about special allowances for different positions you might hold within the council. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the basic allowance for a councillor is a little bit inadequate for what the work is. Some wards are more challenging than others. Some wards are a little bit more chiller, but at the same time, you have to look at the current climate. Yeah. Whether that is the economic climate or the political climate. Yeah. And you have to look at the optics of a situation, because sometimes it isn't always, it's actually always is the case that it's not black and white. There is always nuance to a situation. So can you just say, for the work that they do, the money should be increased? You could say that, but things don't exist in a vacuum. You have to say, for the work that they do, the money should be increased, but... given the fact that Birmingham City Council has just come out of bankruptcy, given the fact that we are living in a cost of living crisis and people are struggling to pay bills and pay rent and pay food and pay for food and provide for their children, given all of those things, is right now the right time?
Yes.
That's the question that needs to be asked.
So when we last spoke, you described yourself as the voice of change.
You described me as the voice.
No, that was your strapline. And it was, when you arrive in Alum Rock, you're going to change it overnight. What have you changed?
So I didn't say I was going to change it overnight, but that's okay. We'll let you have that one. What have I changed? So emails aside, because hands up, 100%. I'm never going to be the councillor that's going to say, how dare you criticise me about something that I've done wrong. No, criticise me. I'm going to get the inbox cleared.
I'm an insurance broker.
Yeah.
I check my emails since Monday. I'm weird now on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm getting there's this something strange happening in my inbox actually, which is it seems a little bit engineered. I'm not going to point any fingers, but for example, I will get an email from a resident about an issue, a very young tech savvy resident. I'm giving you an example. I'm not saying anyone in particular, and then this young, relatively tech savvy resident will not attach the attachments to the email. They will then send a subsequent email with one attachment and another email with another attachment. So from each resident, there will be 6. And it seems a little bit strange. It's a little bit strange, but that's okay. Because we're okay.
Email situation aside.
As email situation aside, so I have been visible. I have been present. Anyone at any time of day will see me on Alum Rock Road or any of the other roads. I have held 3 public meetings.
Okay.
Well, I say me and Shaukat have held.
What's it like working with the Chacha?
I'm Chacha's niece, right? Yeah, so I get told off. So if something goes wrong, it's my fault. So Chacha's still my Chacha. He's not my colleague. He's my colleague when we get into the council house.
Really hard, isn't it?
No, but because I love him, so
But you have to just bite your lip and say yes.
I always do. But it's Chacha, innit?
Yeah.
And he's the best. He's the best. And we actually complement each other really well because he goes out and he does the hard graft, right? And he's there and he's talking to people and he's doing, he's more visible than I am because he's a man and he's out on the streets. Do you know what I mean? I'm maybe not as visible as he is, and he's there and he's cleaning the rubbish and he's picking up this and he's out with the men from this association and that association.
You have held 3 surgeries.
I've held 3. So I held a knife crime awareness workshop to launch a knife amnesty. I held a actual ward meeting where we drafted plans for the ward action plan.
Okay.
We had about 100 people and we split them into groups based on priorities. So housing and homelessness, roads, waste and youth services.
Fantastic.
And then everybody went around the room, everybody read out what was important for them in terms of those and what action they wanted to see, which created the basis for a ward action plan, which I worked with a local resident, shout out Mumit. And we put together a provisional ward action plan. No ward action plan will be finalised until the residents say okay. Then we held a awareness workshop around waste, so fly tipping and how to report missed collection. So I worked with a local organisation.
Just on fly tipping, how are you dealing with that?
We have a
Because
24-hour...
there's another ward which I'm watching very closely, and they've absolutely nailed it.
Sparkbrook is amazing.
Absolutely
and
nailed
Jamil
it.
is a legend.
You know, the way he's gone about...
He's fantastic.
Particularly a fly tipping issue. Right?
He is
Honestly,
like...
people, I think, are petrified
Yeah.
to even throw a fag on the road.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So we have a 24-hour turnaround for fly tipping clearance. So if you report it, or if you send it on my residents group, we have the legend that is here on our residents group. Anyone that posts anything of any kind that can be reported via the tools available on the council website, he will report it. And if it is not cleared or sorted within 24 hours, I can get the reference number and escalate it.
Are you enforcing?
At the moment, we have started enforcement on the high street. We've had 2, actually today, after I come back from the A&E this morning with my son, we had enforcement officers. Is that mine?
People on the live, can you hear us both clearly? Can't hear Nosheen. Okay. Oh, just give me a second. It's disconnected. 1 second. I think it's tangled in a scarf.
It is tangled in my scarf.
Bear with us, people. Thank you for telling us.
Where do you want me to put it?
People, whilst I've got you here, please do share this live. Let's get as many people from Alum Rock on here as possible. Thank you very much. Nosheen ate a mic. Roti ko nahi khadi aaj tu hai.
Stop fat shaming me. Had a samosa before I came. I got to stick it back on. So you got to.
Yeah. That's better. You want to test it, Nosheen?
Testing.
Testing. Say something.
Hello. Please don't be mean to me.
Yeah. Yes, it's working. Thank you very much. Right, cool. Sorry about that.
What was I saying?
So you were talking about enforcement.
So this is the second round of enforcement we've had on Alum Rock High Street. So we've had street trading officers come out. Today was the second time. So this time warnings were issued. First time it was information. So it was 3 weeks ago they came. and it was, this is what you need to be doing. So illegal mango sellers, which we've been fantastic with. We've actually only got 2 left on the high street now, and they both have licenses.
Okay.
And encroachment on the high street. So if you're putting things out beyond your property
Is that
line,
changing now?
it is changing.
Okay.
And the next time, and so today we spent 3 hours on the high street doing that. We also went round and spoke to all the traders that had their bins out on the public footpath and told them that the next time we come round now, because this is aside from what me and Shaukat do ad hoc. I'm going to call him Georgia, sorry, Shaukat just feels wrong. Me and Chach do like ad hoc, so we do go round of an evening.
I mean, you're born and raised Alum Rock, so you're part of the community. Do you not get any kind of kickback from the traders or from the residents saying that?
No, because I talk to them on the level. No, I talk to them on the level. So there was a shop today that had their bin outside, and officers went and spoke to him, and I know him, and he supported us in our campaign. And I went up to him and I said, "Uncle, what's the issue? Why do you have your bin outside?" And he told me that, and sometimes it's just a matter of having a conversation. And he said, "My contract is with the council, and the council haven't picked my bin up in 2 weeks. And last year they never picked it up at all, but I never cancelled my direct debit. And we go months sometimes without them picking it up."
Okay.
So then in that situation,
You do
I picked up his phone. I said, "Where's the emails you sent?" He said, "Here they are." I said, "Okay." I forwarded the email chain to myself from his phone, and I said, "Leave it with me." Yeah, and I'll deal with it. It's just a matter of having conversations. Same with the shop at the top that they spoke to about enforcement, which they'll be issuing a notice to if they come round next time. I said to them, "Look, why do you guys want to get fined? It's a simple thing. Just move it along." "Oh, when my deliveries come," I say, "Have a system in place. Make sure your stockroom's cleared. Don't put your deliveries out on the street. I don't want you to get fined. You don't want to get fined."
So you described Alum Rock as the forgotten postcode. Being a cabinet member now and a councillor.
Yeah.
Do you still think that's
No.
the case?
No. And it's not going to be the forgotten post. First of all, we have a very, very, very active residents chat. And I am active on there. And I'm not forgetting no one. And I talk to everyone on there. And I'll show you after this podcast so you can qualify this claim that I'm making. I take about 100 calls a day. I have currently about 300 messages on my WhatsApp, which I'll respond to. I have text messages, I have emails. And when I come back from the council house every day at around 5 o'clock, and I get in trouble from my mum for this, and I get in trouble from my khalas for this, because they say, "Nosheen, there needs to be a work-life balance," I go straight to residents' houses. So if some uncle or auntie wants me to come because they don't feel like the job's going to get done until I've seen that tree hanging over into their garden, or until I've seen that extra thing that they want their disability facilities grant to cover, until I've gone into the house and seen why the plans that the council has made for them are incorrect and how they're going to affect their lives, they don't feel like they heard. So I go to the houses, and I go to the houses on a regular basis.
So up to date, I think you've had a pretty exciting journey. I think you got elected.
Yeah.
And I think the first day you had the Alum Rock Food Park.
Yeah.
And that I remember that was the first time I thought, "Oh my God, Jerry's Australian." And then you had a few other incidents. You had a stabbing on St Saviour's Road.
Yeah.
And then that day after the England game, you had another stabbing.
I was on site. I was on scene. I saw it happen.
On scene. How have you dealt with all of this?
I don't know. I kind of take it in my stride. I think.
You're walking into a new role, and we can't forget the parties on Alum Rock Road, which went on for a bit too long. And I was critical of them as well.
Yeah. Well, no, there was only one party on Alum Rock Road.
Which went on for a week?
No. No, there was one party. Listen to me. Don't let social media fool you.
No, I was there.
There was one party.
I said to somebody, I said, "I'm not from Dudyard.
Yeah.
I'm not." I said, "But I can imagine this is what Dudyard looks like."
So I'll tell you. Yeah. So on the first day, before we even left the council house, residents had closed off.
Yeah.
Not just we weren't
But the party went.
And then we had the office open for people to come because people wanted to congratulate. But that was inside the office, and maybe a couple of people standing on the street. And then one day somebody came from Derby and took us into the park. But other than that,
after that, you got the Alum Rock Park fiasco.
So on the day that we got sworn in, we left the council house. No, actually, let me take it back. Friday, the day I found out I won, at around 8 or 9 p.m., I just opened my personal inbox, by the way, because I didn't have a council inbox at this point. I've got an email from the police saying about the rock park.
Yeah.
And so on Sunday, I get a call from one of the security guys saying, "Can you come see us?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. So then I contacted the police and I arranged for our policing team was off. So we had Chardon's, one of the PCs from Chardon come. I arranged for the manager, who is actually the owner, but that's another story, to come and sit with us and meet with us and me and Georgia. And we left the council house after being sworn in, and
Straight to site.
and we got dropped off outside Chai Green
Yeah.
with our new laptop bags and our little suits on. And we sat in Chai Green and we had the conversation and we convinced them to close the park. Okay. And that's the first thing that we did.
Wow.
And then I
Straight in.
and then I walked home and I was on College Road and I made a little video and I said, the protest doesn't need to go ahead because the park's closing. But then I found out the protest is going ahead. So I went inside, I dropped my things, literally dropped my things off,
Yeah.
got in my brother's car and went straight to Rock Park.
Yeah.
Hit the ground running.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I seen that then. I thought, oh my god.
But I loved it.
Yeah, but it's like first day,
But I love
first
it.
job straight in.
I mean, my brother-in-law was just talking to me now on the way because he brought me here. And I was taking a call from a resident, a local young business owner. He had some issues with his landlord. Now, this is outside my remit, but this is the kind of thing so he had some issues and he needed to relocate. So I made a few calls because, we do similar things when it comes to the networking stuff, right? So I made a few calls to a few people that I know. I said, I need a site in Alum Rock and this is his budget. Don't do him over. He's a little kid, give him a good price and sort him out. Got him a meeting for tomorrow morning, just as I was pulling up, so Monday morning. And I called him back and I said, here's the address. Make sure you're there at 11 o'clock. They want to see you and they'll give you a space. And my brother-in-law said, Baji, I tell everyone that she only does it because she cares. And you know what? That's the actual truth. And that's why I love it so much. That's why I put up with the nonsense that I see, because I do love it. I love the fact that I can help people.
Fantastic. So you argued that enforcement alone would not work without investment in services and opportunities. What new support has been secured for the community?
As of yet, nothing.
Okay.
It's too early days to have anything secured, but conversations that are productive and inshallah will be fruitful have started. I have grand plans. Hold me to this in a couple of years. Someone screen record, which
As
I'm
you can
sure.
see, I hold
Yeah.
all everything you answered last time. I'm
But
coming back to most of that.
somebody's going to screen record this and say it's been 2 weeks and she hasn't done it yet. But check back in a couple of years
Yeah.
and ask me what those grand plans were and whether they've come to fruition.
Okay.
Because inshallah they will.
You made a huge pledge about housing.
Yeah.
And you chose housing over supporting businesses.
Yeah.
Has there been any improvement on the housing
So
situation?
the supported exempt accommodation motion that I went in from the Lib Dems, from Barbara Bras,
Yeah.
I did have a meeting with Roger Harmer about it. I did speak to him about the policing element that was included and the extra support, because a couple of the incidents that happened in Alum Rock were due to these HMOs and supported exempt accommodations.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I put that in the calendar on the same day.
Yeah.
And I ran home from a meeting.
Yeah.
I ran home from a resident's house. I went to one resident's house who had issues with a dropped curb that the council had refused.
Okay.
From there, I went to somebody who had adaptations for the home that they weren't happy with. And I ran, okay, up the stairs, because everybody's eating roti downstairs, but I couldn't eat roti because I'd put in this meeting with Roger Harmer.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down and I explained to him why we needed to add that little extra bit onto the supported exempt accommodation motion,
Okay.
because we have to look at the link between
What's the extra bit you're adding on?
the higher instances of the extra resources in the area where there are higher influx of HMOs and these kind of properties, because there are more police that come to those properties.
Yeah.
There are more ambulances that come to those properties.
Yeah.
There are more issues that happen. So where there are a higher magnitude of these houses, there must be the same amount of resources available to these areas.
Okay. I watched that meeting that day.
Yeah.
I don't get paid by the council, but I spent 5 hours of my time watching that meeting.
Yeah, 5.5.
I understand why it takes so long for things to happen. And I always say to people that with big organisations, every meeting they have is about the last meeting. So it just never seems. It just never seems to move forward. But I mean, Barbara Baz did actually. He made a very valid point about the housing issue, and yeah, interesting.
Mm.
Youth services was one of your major concerns.
It was.
Has anything happened about that?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Nothing at the moment. But again, those grand plans.
Okay.
Watch this space.
Okay.
But look, you can't undo it overnight.
Yes.
And I never said it was going to be overnight. I do want to put that on the record.
Mm-hmm.
But the first step to bringing change is acknowledging that change needs to happen. The first step to bringing change is recognizing what the problems were.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not those that have to toe a party line and say that this is a
Sorry,
necessity.
is Rock Park open again?
Rock Park's temporary stop notice expired on the 14th of July.
Okay.
I've been told by a couple of people that there are
I'm being
some.
told it's open.
Yeah, there are some traders, not every single one. Some of the vendors have reopened it, but that's because the temporary stop notice has expired.
Okay.
That does not mean that they have planning permission.
Okay. So enforcement is going to carry on. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So obviously, youth services, knife crime. Obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, there's
And
been
look, and we had the knife crime awareness workshop, which was the third meeting that we had, and that is supposed to be a launch pad from which we're going to, inshallah, launch a knife amnesty in Alum Rock, which is long
the
overdue.
knife situation in Birmingham. Well, Alum Rock has had its own sets of challenges, but 2 days ago there was an incident in Sparkbrook
Yeah,
where they walked into a phone shop with 4 machetes.
yeah,
It's just like,
Yeah.
what do you do? And I mean, and I was speaking to another councillor today about these amnesties, and do they actually work?
I think they do, because we had Bishop Desmond Jaju there,
Mm-hmm.
who had a very successful knife amnesty in Handsworth. I think he said he collected 3,000 knives off the streets.
Okay.
And that to me is success. But again, these things don't exist in vacuums, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say we're going to have a knife amnesty and suddenly all knife crime and violence is going to stop in Alum Rock. No. What are the root causes? No employment for the kids,
Mm-hmm.
right? Poverty. They feel like they can't have any aspirations. Their living situations, their education's not the best. These are all the things. Where's the safety net? Like I said to you last time, there's no safety net, right? So we can't say, we're going to have a knife amnesty and everything's going to fix. No, knife amnesty is one piece of the puzzle.
Yes. I think it's the final piece. I think before that, you raise the awareness, you educate them as to the pros and cons of carrying a knife, which is what then pushes them to put it into that sin bin.
Yeah.
Right. But that first part, because I've done a lot of work in that particular postcode with charities, working with knife. I mean, I remember myself, I tackled a youth, 14-year-old kid, and he had a knife, and he said it's for protection. And we said to him that, what about the police? He says, what police? Literally, and this was in 2019. I was shocked because and the funny thing was, the poor child didn't realize he was doing something wrong. That's what was scary, because of the peer pressure around him. No one actually told him that you can't carry this. So that whole education piece, amnesties work, but that education piece.
We had Imam Bilal at the knife amnesty workshop, and he said something really, really important, which is, are you asking your kids questions at home? Because are you, right? Are you asking why they're wearing what they're wearing, or why they're going where they're going, or who their friends are, or, change starts at home, right? I'm not saying that it's solely the parents.
But we do have a notion where parents seem to palm the responsibility off onto councillors, authorities.
But the thing is, it has to be...
it's joint affairs.
It has to be joint.
And schools and mosques.
It has to be.
It's not just...
And actually, our neighbourhood police go round. They've been going around since a couple of months back. PCU Surf and PC Ellis have been going into our local schools and talking to kids about knife crime.
Before the elections, you stated that independent councillors should not form alliances too early because they might cease to be genuinely independent. Yet, you joined Better Birmingham. Is that consistent with your message?
It is.
Okay.
Because like I said at the start, Better Birmingham is not a political party. It's a group of independents. There are certain things that you have to work around. For example, if you are a group in the council, you have an office to work from. You have a support officer who helps with casework. And when you're new councillors, We don't know everything.
Yeah.
We do need an officer to support us with our casework. Harris is not going to turn around as de facto leader of Better Birmingham and say to me, Nosheen, you can't say this. In fact, we didn't even talk about me coming onto the podcast. Neither did he speak to me before he went, because we're free to say what we want and do what we want.
Well, I've taken a lot of stick lately because I had him on the podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then after the council meeting on Monday or Tuesday, I done a video about him.
Yeah.
And them 20,000 letters that went
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And I've been getting a backlash and I've been getting threats.
Saying what?
Saying, how dare you say something bad about him? But you know what?
No, look.
I mean, you know, as my position is, I'm here to kind of put it out there.
But look, I know, having now worked with Harris for the
Yeah.
past, I've not known Harris before the election. I know of him, but I didn't know him personally. I know that he is very much like me when it comes to taking criticism, because he
Absolutely.
stood up in the council chamber and apologised.
I watched it. I watched I watched the whole thing, and
That's not a normal thing that happens in the council.
The way for a new councillor particularly,
Yeah.
the way he handled
Yeah.
the scrutiny,
Yeah.
I think was admirable. But the fact remains that thing did happen.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure, I haven't spoken to him about it, but I'm sure he's got no qualms about me putting it out there.
But look, I think it's really, really important to remember that this is a pilot.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think if you have an issue with a pilot, send an email and let people know.
Yeah.
Right?
And you listen,
That's not
mistakes.
TikTok's not going to bring change.
Yeah, mistakes will happen, and as you've said, as everyone has said, that it takes time to learn the process.
Yeah.
It takes time to learn the ropes. It takes time to join the dots and kind of it's only been 8, 9, 10 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an interesting week for me particularly. This podcast almost got me. Oh my god.
Oh no.
So yeah. So joining the Better Birmingham group, how's that been for you?
It's been so good. Such a good bunch of people.
Okay.
Really good bunch of people that actually, every single one of them, Jamil, right? He cares and he wants to get stuff done. Adnan really cares. It's across the board. Everybody wants to do the work. Tajuddin wants to do the work. Shuman wants to do the work. Harris definitely wants to do the work. And Jaja wants to do the work. And we all, not to say nobody else does, it would have been wonderful if all of us could have seen eye to eye on joining the coalition, and all of us could have been part of a group together. But, everybody has their own political leanings. And
But what was it for you that triggered or kind of led you to kind of join that group?
the day that the election was announced, the win was announced, I had a conversation with a few people and I said, time to grab the bull by the horns. This is a fractured council. Mm-hmm. We must have a seat at the table. Yes. There is no point having driven this independent movement to the point that it is, where you now have 11, 12, how many other councillors, including workers, and you're going to just let us sit in opposition and make noise, right?
As the Reform are doing right now, because you can tell how
they're annoyed.
Not only that, but from an independent, and I'm not critical of anybody or favouring anybody, but how disenfranchised they are with the whole thing. They stick out like sore thumbs.
They can't, because they can't do anything.
Yeah. And they haven't even got the etiquette or they haven't got it.
I really, and I stand by this, and anyone can say whatever they want, I did have a mission, and the mission was, we're going to be part of the coalition, and we're going to get some seats on the table. We're going to take some cabinet positions.
What would you say to people who would say that you become a councillor and straight away you become a cabinet member? It's too early for you. You don't know what you're talking about. You haven't got the experience, and you're going to mess it up.
Well, we'll see in 4 years. I'm a quick learner. I wouldn't take a role I wasn't good at. Actually, an uncle met me on Alum Road today, he's a former councillor, and he said, "Oh, ma Shaukat kiya," because I said to Shaukat that, tell her take IT. And why do you do that? I said, Uncle, no idea other than creating a TikTok profile and sending my friends WhatsApp voice notes that last 2 hours. I have no idea about IT. I'm not going to go into something that I don't know about and go and mess it up. Health and social care, passion of mine. Passion of mine. I came on this podcast and I spoke about health inequalities at length.
So under your cabinet member remit, what's part of your portfolio?
So we have adult health adult social care, we have public health. So that includes things like smoking cessation, mental health, addressing loneliness and social kind of things. We have, so there's the primary care centres come under that also. And actually,
Talking about primary care centre, there was an incident with that Washington Centre.
yeah, that's not an incident. No, it wasn't an incident. We'll talk about that in a second. And the new one that's been added in is cost of living.
Okay.
So cost of living, because now under this administration and actually the direction that the wonderful director for public health, Sally Burns, is taking on public health is, as a city, we have adopted the Marmot principles. I don't want to bore people, but I'll just give you a high-level overview of what that is. And it's really in line with how I view how the health and social care portfolio should be taken. And that is, the Marmot principles are Professor Marmot, who is an academic whose life's work is on health inequalities. And he has this overarching kind of tagline. There are 8 principles, but the overarching tagline is that you do not take a sick person, make them better, and then put them back in the environment that made them sick. And it's a very basic principle, right? But what he means by that is not just physical sickness. He means you have to fix the housing, you have to fix the
whole environment,
the waste. You have to make sure they've got a good shot at life. So that means they've got equal opportunities when it comes to employment and education. That they have a social life. That children feel like they have aspirations, and all of these things are things that do feed into how a person ends up in the future in terms of health. And so that allows us to be able to take public health and incorporate absolutely everything into it, and to address those life expectancy discrepancies.
Okay, so just on that ward end, or was it Washwood Heath?
Washwood Heath
Health Centre issue.
Urgent Treatment Centre, yeah.
What happened there?
So the Washwood Heath Urgent Treatment Centre, along with all the other urgent treatment centres, came under consultation between February and April 2026, which is when Abid, before the election.
Yes.
Right? So it came into consultation. Obviously, the then cabinet member was aware of it. We're not going to leave it to chance. Knew what was happening. She was consulted on it. The MP was consulted on it. And supposedly, residents were also consulted on it. I think there was a total of 1,400 or 1,500 residents. I attended that scrutiny committee, even though I was not on the scrutiny committee and I wasn't supposed to be at that, because I wanted to know what was happening and I wanted to know what people's concerns were. And I actually wanted to voice mine also. So it's not normal for me to have attended that, but I attended it. The treatment centre, the Washwood Heath Wellbeing Centre, is not due to close, nor is the urgent treatment due to...
TikTok videos and the whole emergency that the centre was closing down and that they don't know where to go to, and big personalities made videos.
So the centre is not closing down. The scope of what is going to be offered there is going to change. That does not mean it's going to lessen. It's going to change. And that is under a wider consultation of how we deliver healthcare. So currently in Birmingham, neighbourhoods are split. So for example, your policing team could be Hodge Hill, right? But your health could be, I don't know, a completely different name. Because what comes under Hodge Hill for policing and what comes under Hodge Hill for health is different, and what comes under Hodge Hill for schools is different, right? So the council is looking at bringing that all into one. So Hodge Hill policing, Hodge Hill health, Hodge Hill schools, everything will be the same. So what does that mean? There's a more joint up approach, right? So I went to one of these that is all...
I mean, you did put out a video then, but I still didn't fully get it. And I put something out as well, because I kind of joined the dots a bit. But there was this whole panic that it's going to shut down.
No, so it's not shutting down, and I will not allow it to shut down on my watch. Because how do you have an area with a life expectancy that's 10 years less than more wealthier areas, that has severe health inequalities? How do you justify taking away something like that? Absolutely. It doesn't make sense. And I would never support that. In fact, at the scrutiny, I recommended that they pump the brakes a little bit on the entire thing.
So now, I mean, that's the whole last 10 weeks. But I asked you today for a purpose.
Okay.
And I haven't told you about this really. I haven't really spoke to you about this yet, because it's kind of embarrassing. But as well as being a cabinet member, as well as being councillor, you're also a mother.
Yeah.
You're also a daughter. You're also a sister. And I've been involved in politics previously, but not to this extent. And the nature of despicable comments I've seen on socials about you has absolutely appalled me. And I just want to tell the viewers that before your political alignments, before your political agendas, before your political thoughts, whatever, you are a Muslim female. You're someone's mother. How old's your oldest?
18.
And he's a boy, yeah?
Yeah.
So for an 18-year-old lad to witness this kind of abuse about his mother, for your siblings to witness the comments about you, for your parents to witness the comments about you, and for the crazy, pathetic comments that are going on this live right now.
Oh, are they?
Right. I mean, how do you deal with this?
I want to say I've got thick skin, and I have got thick skin, and I do see that this is a reflection of who these people are, not a reflection of me. I think it's easier to deal with them because a lot of them are accusations, right? And a lot of it is slander. And so when you know it's not true, it doesn't affect you as much.
But surely it's got to have an impact on your mental health, first and foremost. Because I don't care how thick-skinned you are.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm the same.
Yeah.
I get abuse, and we shrug it off.
Yeah.
But deep down, there is that little that seed. It does, even a bit of it, but it does.
Yeah.
It does affect you. And then, as a mother, you've got to engage with your children, and they're seeing all the comments. It's not hidden. How do you deal with it?
So obviously I've spoken to my son about it because he was like, Mom, I'm going to make fake accounts. I'm going to reply to them. And I said, no, you're not going to do that because we don't need to add fuel to the fire. At first I was looking at them religiously, so I would go. But then I thought, this is not doing me. I got work to do, Abid. I've got work to do. And when you've got work to do, you can't allow yourself to be distracted. And this is nothing more than a distraction, right?
Okay.
This is just people who have got way too much time on their hands. Because my God, it's like
I've seen
a minute
I think
after I post a video,
4 accounts.
there's 15.
Wow, I've seen 4. I think I've seen 4 to 5 accounts about you. I've seen various memes. I've seen various, and taking the mick at you, I understand.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm a politician, right?
Yeah,
I
taking the
signed
mick,
up for it.
but when it goes a level beneath that,
Yeah. So look, I counted 15 at last count, and that was from what people have sent to me.
okay,
I promptly blocked all of them because I don't want to see it. I don't care to see it. I'm not concerned with what other people have to say about me, people that I don't care about or that I don't know. If a person with their chest, with their own name and face said something to me, by all means, I will have the utmost respect for you. If you're going to hide behind a fake account and invest money into making AI songs, first of all, you must have a better job than me because I can't waste money on AI songs and AI pictures.
Cllr is free, by the way.
Yeah. Is it free? Oh, damn it. I thought I was more important than that. But anyway, so then you're making AI pictures of me without hijab.
Yeah.
You're making AI pictures of me wearing shorts, sitting on the back of a jet. I've seen them all.
And this is it for me, Nosheen. You know what? Listen, this is it for me. We're Muslims.
Yeah,
You represent an area which is predominantly Muslim,
it is.
of a certain demographic,
Yeah,
of a certain culture,
yeah.
and we don't behave like this.
We don't.
We don't behave like this, and this is why it's so despicable.
Yeah.
Because memes like, and I say honestly, if they were to attack your policies,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
The fact that you joined Better Birmingham, fine.
Yeah.
The fact that you in coalition with the Green Party, fine.
Yeah.
But when it starts going to memes like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable with it,
It's a difficult one, and you know,
and that's why I felt it needed to be addressed.
it has affected my family members. So I met someone. There's a particular TikToker who's decided that he doesn't like me, and he goes around and he makes videos. And where are the councillors? Where are the councillors? Posted the incident that happened on the end of Boyer Road the other day after the football match. So where the councillors, what are they doing? They're too busy having parties. Actually, I witnessed it, called the ambulance and put the guy in recovery position. So that's where the councillors were. Charter came and secured the scene with the police officers because there was only 2 female police officers, one of which actually about half an hour later called me and said, I just want to thank you and your colleague because we wouldn't have been able to do it without you. At 1 o'clock in the morning when we heard about Uncle Ghafoor, I called the police straight away and Jata went down to the scene because we wanted to make sure, 1 o'clock in the morning, by the way, got out of his house and went down to the scene because we wanted to make sure that we have the correct information so we can stop the spread of misinformation, right? Because it spreads like wildfire. So I saw him and I said, you're not making a TikTok of us today because we were out with police officers. And he said, oh yeah, you're doing good. I was, whatever. Anyway, he made the video. And then I said, I'm finally going to post something good about us. And he turned around and he said, yeah, because you're doing good. And he goes, but your brother doesn't help you. I said, what's my brother done? And a little while ago, they were sharing a screenshot of a conversation that he'd had with my brother. He'd shared a page with, first of all, he writes nonsense about me in comments. I see it all. He'd shared a page with my brother of where they had edited a picture of me to basically outline, like, just really inappropriate, right? First of all, why are you sharing that with my brother? Like, have some sharam, have some hayal. You don't need to share that with my brother, right? He shared it with my brother, and then my brother basically said what my brother said, and just for the record, none of it was illegal. But anyway, he said what he said. I said, look, first of all, I am not my brother's keeper. He is not an elected representative. I'm not responsible for what he says or does. But also, he's a human being, as are all my other family members. And if you are going to be continuously abusive towards somebody's sister, they will have an emotional reaction to it. And I'm not responsible for him being upset. And he will be upset.
Do you feel they're attacking you or your policies?
No, they're attacking me. They're not attacking my work. Listen, I don't post on TikTok. The reason why I don't post on TikTok because it is simply because of the hours that I'm putting in. Like, for example, today I really wanted to make a video on Alum Rock Road to show that I'd been out, but I just couldn't because I had to run here. And so I had to decide whether doing the work is important or making sure the work is on TikTok is important.
Do you feel it's envy?
I don't know if it's... What have they got to be envious about? Nobody envies this job, no? Surely not.
No. I think a lot of people would like to be in the job.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quite sad. Take it.
So what do you think is the where did it stem from?
There's a lot of misogyny, I'll tell you that. A hell of a lot of misogyny. If Chacha don't get it.
And this is my point because obviously I'm in close conversation or contact with most of the councillors. And I'm watching everybody. I don't see it with nobody else.
No.
I just see it with you. I see, and honestly, I'm a father.
Yeah.
I'm a granddad.
Yeah.
I have daughters.
Yeah.
I find it despicable. Yeah. I really do.
Well, Chacha doesn't get it. Harris doesn't get it. If it was policies, Harris, the leader of Better Birmingham, right? He has one of the, one of the most contentious portfolios, right? So if anybody's going to get it, he should be getting it. So it is misogyny, and I'll tell you why it's misogyny. Again, let's go back to me being out on Alum Rock Road today. Aside from the lovely woman that rolled her window down and said, "We love you, Nosheen." And lots of people came up and said lovely, lovely things to me. But there was one man.
Do you think your predecessor got the same abuse?
No chance in hell. No, she never. First of all, she switched off her comments. I don't do that. I let them say what they want. Yeah, she switched off her comments. She blocked people. These are all facts. It's not hidden. You know, and she didn't have TikTok pages made about her.
Do you feel being a Muslim female in a Muslim area that maybe you feel the male population feel a bit inferior?
I'll tell you what it is. Before, my predecessor was part of a accepted and institutionalized kind of... It was the institution the Labour Party was, right? She's part of the furniture. She's not doing anything to rock the boat, is she? She's a Labour Party councillor, just like the previous Labour Party councillor and the previous Labour Party councillor and the previous Labour Party councillor. And everybody likes her because she's the Labour Party councillor. I'm not. I'm independent. I did it off my own back. I financed my own campaign. I wrote my own leaflets. I dropped them myself. I knocked my own doors. I made my own TikToks. Nobody helped me, and I did it all. Where the hell did she come from? Right? Today, on Alum Rock Road, apart from all the love that I got, which lovely people who gave me the love, there was a business owner. This business owner knows me and my family very, very, very well. In fact, he's related to me. One thing about me, Abid, that's changed since before the election is I will say it to your face. And I will say it without worrying about how you feel about it. Because my new rule is that if you're going to be abusive and you expect me to still collaborate and cooperate and be at your service, it's not going to happen. I don't care. I'm going to draw a line. So he started asking the most ridiculous, pointless
So it's
questions.
really funny on TikTok right now because there's some people cussing you, and there's people having arguments among themselves. Then there's non-Asians coming in having arguments. So now it's just becoming really fun on there.
Oh no, I want
Wow,
to see.
it's just wow.
Do you get to see the comments afterwards?
No, on the lives it goes.
Oh, that's a shame.
On the lives it goes.
Somebody should screen record it and send it to me.
Yeah. At the moment they're talking about Ahmad Yaqub, bless him.
Oh,
Yeah.
my brother.
So,
Yeah.
so it's the conversation.
So let me tell you what happened today. So I was out. Jarcha couldn't come because Jarcha had to be somewhere else. So last time it was Jarcha, because I was away from my friend's wedding, and this time I went out. And he stopped me, and he just asked very, very, like very ridiculous questions. And so he asked a question, and I answered it, and it wasn't good enough that I'd provided an answer. So his question changed to something else, and then his question changed to something else, and then his question, and it was very abrasive.
Do you feel that people are constantly on a mission to catch you out?
Yeah. It was very abrasive. It was very like, I'm out to get you. I'm out to get you.
Confrontational.
Yeah, confrontational. And, I'm from Cllr. And so then we had a little conversation. And then the council officer, the white council officer that was present there, said, "Councillor, do you want to come over here?" And he felt like he had to remove me from the situation. Yeah. And he said, "I'm really sorry. Do you get that a lot?" Like that was, like he was like, the hell has just happened here? And then I called Jarcha afterwards, and if my Jarcha was present, he would never in a million years have spoken to me like that. In fact, he probably wouldn't even have spoken to me. If it was just my Jarcha, he would have said, "Oh, Chaudhry Saab, Tiko, Kajal Napya," shook his hands, give him a hug, and kept
kind
it
of
moving.
leads on to our next question. Do you fear for your safety sometimes? Or your family's safety? Apart from the fact that you're from Cllr and your family's well known.
I'm joking.
But do you genuinely have fear for your safety?
No. That's maybe I should. But should I tell you why I don't have fear? And this is going to sound so contrived, but it's the God honest truth. I'm a Muslim woman. I believe in a higher power. Whatever is meant to be will be. I'm not scared of online trolls because they are online trolls for a reason, Abid. They are online trolls for a reason. At one point, somebody doxed my address. Was I nervous then? Yes, I live with my kids. Of course I was. I would be silly not to. Do I make sure that my children are nowhere to be seen at all times? Yes, I bloody do. Because some guy decided that he was going to be a big man and make himself feel very, very important and put my children's schools on the internet and start talking about where and why my children go to, which schools they go to. And people like him, actually, quite frankly, should be ashamed of themselves because my children are not in politics. And so in those instances, yes, I do worry a little bit, but generally no, because I have God and I don't care who.
And this is it. There's some really, really shameful comments going on. Honestly, it's like,
I want to see them. Let me see them.
You know what? You gotta answer your Lord one day. You gotta answer your Creator one day.
Can I see them?
This is a Muslim sister, a Muslim daughter. No, leave it. There's a Muslim sister. And this is a Muslim daughter. And then we wonder why our life is the way it is. We behave like this, and this is honestly, this is despicable. This really is. It's just crazy. And so, I mean, what would your message be to any Muslim female who's looking at you and thinking, I want to be like her one day? What would your message be to?
I'm just having a look.
To the next generation. You don't have a look.
I'm having a look.
Leave it.
Let me have a look 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh
They're changing
my
now.
God, you
It's changing now.
shameful people.
It's changing now. It's changing now. It's changing now. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll sort him out. Don't worry. Man, and you know me. I'm like you. I'm not ashamed of saying it the way it is.
Let me
But-
tell you.
but
No,
honestly-
let me address some of these comments. You all, if you are Muslim, believe in a higher power and have to answer to God. And if you make accusations that are unfounded, untrue, and you've pulled them out of thin air because you felt like it, you will answer to God. And you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself that you do not think of the repercussions of the things that you are saying online because you think you are saying them from behind a screen and they have no impact.
Over what though?
Over what?
Over nothing.
Come take my job, bro. I don't mind.
Over nothing.
Come. Let's call a by-election. Let's see if you win.
Over nothing. Over absolutely nothing.
Get a grip on yourselves.
And this is what astonishes me. I've been watching since you've been in since you've got your position, your post. I've been watching it for weeks. I'm thinking, yard, what's she made out of?
But you know the thing is,
As
you
a
know some of these
father,
accounts.
if someone was saying that about my daughter, my sister. In fact, I found you about this interview in it,
Yeah.
right? Because I felt bad for you,
Yeah.
right? And which any respectable man
Yeah.
would.
Let me tell you something, Abid. There are some of those people in the comments, and like I said to you, I'm not afraid to call it. I spoke to somebody today on Alum Road who's a trader who's been chatting nonsense behind my back, but acts like my friend to my face. And I don't stand for that nonsense. I just don't have time for it. There are some of those people in the comments who are acting like good Samaritans right now, but who are the very people that encourage these pylons. They are the very people that encourage these pylons, and they should also be ashamed of themselves. They should also be ashamed. By all means, come and talk to me about things that I don't do. By all means, criticize me on the things that I don't do. Make up stuff for your own gratification. Do it to your heart's desire. It doesn't make it true, and it's not going to have any effect on me. All it does is show you for the type of people you are.
So your family's obviously supporting you, but have you had
Yeah.
any support from the council, the authorities, the police?
Yes.
Has
Watch
anything
this
come of
space.
anything?
Watch this space.
Okay.
Watch this space.
So
I've come into politics, so I'm not a wallflower. I'm not shy and retiring. I knew I was going to be up against it. I didn't know people were going to stoop to these levels, and I don't tolerate nonsense. I don't tolerate it. And so yes, and I have my family's full support to take this to the level it needs to be taken to.
was it worth it?
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. I love it. No, I love it, Abid.
Don't say that because you're encouraging them.
Oh, are they?
You're
Okay.
encouring them by saying things like that.
But
honestly,
should I lie, Abid? Should I lie?
No, but I mean, from my perspective as a Muslim male,
Yeah.
as a father, hats off to you,
Thank you.
honestly, because it's troubled me. It
Yeah.
genuinely has troubled
Yeah.
me. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to get
Yeah.
you on, because I've never seen anyone take it as bad as you've taken it,
Yeah.
and you're still taking it.
Yeah.
And I suspect you're going to carry on taking it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why, because you were voted in. You didn't
Yeah.
come in by force.
By a good majority, by the way. By a
So,
very good, healthy
The very
majority.
same people that voted you in, it seems that immediately after voting you in, they've now decided that.
I don't think it's the same people. And I'll tell you why I don't think it's the same people. Because out of those hundreds of calls a day and hundreds of messages a day, there are people that call me just to check in on me. People that I didn't know before the election, Abid. People that I didn't know just now, just before I came in and here. A lovely lady rang me who's become a friend and said, I just wanted to check in on you. I just wanted to see how you are. Because everybody sees it, right? Everybody sees the nonsense. But look, Alum Rock has 16, 17,000 people.
No.
8.5 of them voted. 8,500 of them voted. It's not the ones that voted for me. It's the ones that sit at home and do nothing. That have no lives. That have nothing better to do with this at the time.
Okay.
And that think that abusing a woman makes them big and strong. Just like that man on Alum Rock Road who thought he could be a big macho man with me because I was on my own. But I gave as good as I got.
So what would you say to, I've asked you
To
before.
Muslim.
So somebody's coming through right now, including my daughters,
Yeah.
right, who are looking at you and thinking, I want to be like her one day, and then I'm watching the abuse you're taking. What's your message to them?
Don't feel dejected by it. Let it fuel you. Let it be the fire that fuels you, because we deserve a space at the table. Muslim women are some of the strongest, and historically have been some of the strongest women. You know, when the Prophet ﷺ moved to Medina, and he established the marketplace in Medina, he appointed Muslim women as the market inspectors. Now, being a market inspector in a male-dominated society is not an easy thing, is it? But that's because that's the metal that we are made of.
Okay, so somebody's having a meltdown here about bob shops. Sorry, brother, I can only have one conversation at a time. I've seen your comment. I've seen it, bro. I've seen it. Bob shops.
Bob shops need to be shut.
24/7 shops.
Bob shops need to be shut down.
Let's be honest, they are a pain now.
They are a pain. Look, everybody has the right to run a business in this country. We live in a capitalist society and in a democracy. Where those businesses start to become a problem for communities, we need to look at why they are there and whether they should be there.
We know they're a problem.
Yeah, they are a problem. I will say on the record categorically, some of these 24-hour mini marts are a problem. The Home Secretary has invested 30 million, right, into closing these down. It's only made it to Soho Road. Hopefully it'll come into her constituency at some point. We will be chasing that up.
Okay. And any action for Alum Rock Road and the shops there?
Not at the moment, because you can do something about encroachment.
I understand. Can you explain to the viewers why?
You can't just shut a shop down because you don't like it until you have proof, right? And to have proof, you need resources.
But we know they're selling.
We know.
Yeah.
Yes, but police operations they are steps. There are steps that need to be taken.
So you don't walk around with a key in your hand and a padlock?
I can't, unfortunately. No, because there's a couple I'd shut down. No, I'm joking. No, I don't walk around with a key, unfortunately. I can't print a notice off at home and stick it on there.
Is it your job or your remit to be able to ban mini-marts?
No.
Okay. Anything else you want to ask?
That's it, really.
Well, I thought you had that role that you could just make it happen.
Nobody told me yet. Give me a minute, I'll check. Do you want me to check?
Right. So, when we speak again, inshallah, in about a year's time, what visible differences should we have seen in Alum Rock?
What was that? Sorry, I was on my phone
People,
rudely.
This
Is
is the last
Chacha
5 minutes.
Is Chacha online?
I don't know.
I think he's giving salam.
I've got about 200 people on there.
Assalamu alaikum, Chacha.
So, people, I've got 5 minutes left. If you ask anything sensible, please put it to me now.
What did you just ask me?
Otherwise, it's gonna go. We've been on air now over an hour. I got a life, man. I gotta go watch England game.
I left a party.
Right. I gotta go watch England game.
Cousin's birthday.
Why don't you sell?
What is it?
Why don't you ban chip shops that sell pork in Alum Rock? Is there a chip shop that sells pork in Alum Rock?
I don't know. I haven't checked the menus. Would you like me to go around and check the menus of all the chip shops in Alum Rock?
Right. Ban
What was the
alcohol
question you
shops.
asked me?
So I asked you, when we have you again, inshallah, in 12 months' time, what visible differences should we have seen in your particular ward?
So inshallah, the life amnesty will be off the ground. Inshallah, supported exempt accommodation will have come into regulation, so they will have to apply for. And that won't be just in my ward. Mm-hmm. That will be across Birmingham. We will.
So are they gonna? Is it gonna be a licensing process?
Inshallah, yeah, inshallah, that is the process. And then we will have a more enhanced street cleaning package by the end of this year, where we will have more regular leaf cleans and street cleans. Currently, there is a 24-hour turnaround on fly tipping, but we are promised 2 cameras, which we will be getting, which inshallah will target those fly tipping hotspots. Mm-hmm. I am working on something a little bit big, so that might be, we may see the beginnings of that. The Community Impact Network, inshallah, should be launched in 12 months.
Okay.
I was very, 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 very optimistic with giving a 1-month timeline on the Alum Rock. Why has it gone out of my head now, Abid? Skills Forum. Alum Rock Skills Forum. I said, we'll launch it by June. We didn't launch it by June. There was way too much going on for me to launch it by June. Mm-hmm. But the Alum Rock Skills Forum is coming. Okay. So that will also be launched.
That's a good initiative, actually.
Yeah. And that's going to be, half of these things that I've done, I'm doing them off my own back. Not through council or council funding or anything like that. And inshallah, that also. Quite a few things.
Fantastic. So somebody's asking me what's my thoughts on the candidates that didn't get elected, and I feel that they should have been. no point commenting on that because it's done now. The ones that have been elected have been elected. So there's no point talking about stuff like that. So, Nosheen, my last quick fire round. Community voice or council influence?
Community voice.
Alum Rock's biggest challenge so far?
The people. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Alum Rock's biggest challenge is changing behaviours.
Your proudest achievement in office so far?
That's an interesting one. My proudest achievement in office?
The fact that you're still standing, I think.
Probably. No, my proudest achievement in office is the little things. My proudest achievement in office is probably things like the man that called me and said he didn't know how to report a pothole yesterday at 12 o'clock and by 2 o'clock we'd had it filled. You know, things like that.
Okay. One council policy that you would change immediately if you could?
If we had the resources and the money, I'd ensure that there wasn't even a pilot for fortnightly. I think weekly is necessary in a lot of areas until certain things are put in place.
Better Birmingham's greatest strength?
That we're all councillors that are grassroots and care about our areas.
Tougher enforcement or greater investment?
Both.
Motherhood or politics, which is more demanding?
Politics, my kids are fantastic, amazing, angels.
Complete the sentence. Change in Alum Rock means?
Working collaboratively.
Okay. So final message to the audience, and particularly your fans, your haters.
My haters.
Right, because again, I'm going to re-emphasize the purpose of this today was, we wanted to know what you're doing, but for me, it was more about you being an Asian female, being someone's sister, being someone's daughter, and taking the abuse that you've taken. Right, they're yours.
Saying the things that you say and doing the things that you do will have more of an impact on you than it ever will on me. It will not discourage me. It will not stop me from doing the work. And it definitely won't make me shy away and hide in a corner.
Fantastic. Nosheen, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And wherever we can support, please do let us know.
Thank you.
And viewers, thank you for joining in. Thank you for the mad comments. It's been very, very interesting. And I say again, just for the record, I am not particularly supporting any particular party or any particular candidate or any particular councillor. Our role as the Future Birmingham podcast is to fact find and put the facts in front of you. Now, it can't be helped that the Better Birmingham lot are very forthcoming, very, they're always willing to come on, and the rest are hiding from me. So I put it out there to yourselves. I'm willing to pay for it for certain councillors. Tag your councillor, bring your councillor, invite them and tell them to come on to Abid's podcast because the people of Birmingham deserve to know what is happening in Birmingham. Until next time.